this is Love from Level Up Consulting Firm. And before we jump into this video, I wanted to give a shout out to Mika's Glam Gallery for these beautiful blue earrings. Like, I absolutely love them. She sells paparazzi jewelry and her line is impeccable. So shout out to you. I'll make sure I tag her so you guys can go grab a pair. And this video is about dream killers. Now, contrary to popular belief, a lot of dream killers are not here to actually tear you down, and most of them really do have your best interest at heart. They think that they're helping you. They think that they're saving you from disappointment. And one of the things Les Brown says is that they have fear disguised as practicality. So I'm going to give you guys a few personal stories as well as someone else's personal story about dream killers and what you can do to combat them. So number one, I really wanted to be an actress when I was a little girl. And I still do. I still have my acting aspirations, and I actually just recently participated in a talent show where I put together a skit, and believe it or not, the first time I did it, I actually improv'd, and I was really excited about it because I haven't been on stage in that capacity in so long. I've done speaking engagements, I've hosted events for people, I've introduced speakers, but I've never been on stage as of recent years, acting and doing what I love to do. And I remember as a little girl, I used to act all the time and sort of put on shows for my family members, and my grandfather would set up the tape recorder. And so there's a bunch of videos of me when I was a little girl performing and singing and dancing, and so that's something that I've always held true to me. And as I got older, I actually did end up dancing for a number of years. I did liturgical dance, I also did some hip hop and some jazz, so it was really, really fun. But my sister had a similar experience to when my teacher told me that, you know, there was a once-in-a-lifetime chance that I would become an actress, and my mother told my sister that being a choreographer would not pay the bills. And so these individuals aren't trying to hurt you for the most part. You know, there are some people who just want to go against the grain. They don't want you doing anything that would take you away from them. Like, people are just selfish. But sometimes people really do have your best interest at heart, and they think that they're saving you, but they're not. And so it's up to you to not listen to them and to keep pressing towards your mark. But make sure that you don't listen to other people telling you to stop pursuing your dreams because of their limitations. So, number one, again, they think they're being realistic. Two, constantly speak positivity over yourself and your goals. You have to speak life into yourself, because when you don't do that and build up that spiritual muscle and that backbone, when someone else comes to you and they deny your dreams and they tell you that you're incapable of doing something, you actually believe the person. You feel like they're telling the truth, that there could be some truth to what they're saying, that you may not be able to accomplish it. And so for us, we were younger, but it happens with adults as well. You know, you may have an idea and your husband says, oh, well, we don't have enough money for you to do that right now. Or you need to be focused on finishing that program that I'm paying thousands of dollars for. You know, and it's like, don't take that person's dream away. Allow them to decide what they're going to do and when they're going to do it. Allow people to make decisions. Give them that autonomy. You know, no one likes to feel stifled. And essentially, if I'm not empowering you to make decisions for yourself, to make your own mistakes, to follow your dreams, then I'm expecting you to be dependent on me for the rest of your life. And nobody wants that either, hopefully. You know, you shouldn't want a person to depend on you for their livelihood and to hold on to your every word for their next move. You should want them to be autonomous. And if a person doesn't want you to live free and make your own decisions, you need to cut ties completely. So, define your why. When people say when you find your why, that makes you unstoppable, it's so true. Because your why will remind you, what am I doing this for? Why did I start? Right? What was the goal? And so for me, I have a goal of financial freedom. And I do what I love, and I find a way to monetize doing what I love so that I'm able to enjoy myself and have a happy life. Gary Vee has been saying a lot in his live streams that it's more about happiness than it is about the money. And it's true. I've had days where I really didn't have much, before my emergency fund came into play. But I've always kept a positive attitude, and I always knew money was on its way because I hustled. I'm going to find a way. I'm going to have a child to babysit. I'm going to get a new job. I'm going to find a new hustle. When I was in college, I used to charge people to ride with me to the club. You want to go out on Thursday? $2. Right? If there's 4 people in my car, now I never really charge my best friend Dominique, like never. And so if there's 3 other people in my car, guess what? That's $6. That goes in the tank. And the club wasn't that far away. So I'm like, what can I charge students that wouldn't be like hitting them over the head? I'm not trying to charge them $5 like I'm taking them to work. $2 is sufficient. And guess what? That $6 paid for my cookout tray. If people were throwing money in the club, I'm picking it up. Very resourceful. Always have been. Always been about my business. And I'm not about doing things for free. Okay? Because essentially, my vehicle doesn't run for free. I have to put gas in my car, so you should be charging people for that. Unless they just don't have it and you're trying to help them get on their feet, right? So, create constantly. When you're constantly creating, when you delve into your craft, so if you're a photographer, every chance you get, you need to be taking pictures. You need to be learning your camera, playing with the different features on your Adobe software, figuring out how to edit, right? Watching different shows, watching podcasts, speaking with marketing execs. You want to get your head completely in the game. If you're submerged by what you're doing, anybody that comes in and tells you, oh, you're not going to make it as a photographer, you're going to be like, what? You're kidding, right? Yeah, who brought this guy? Who's that? Right? Because you're building up your confidence as you get your skills up. Get your head in the game. Submerge yourself in your craft. Swim in it. Get to know it. Sleep with it. Become one with your craft. I promise you, it will be an asset to you. Okay? Next, protect your dream. You don't have to tell everybody what you want to do. I know when you're younger, people are like, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to do? And they give you encouragement. And that's just not the world that we live in, right? I actually think as children, you're sort of set up for failure. They tell you what you need to hear to boost your confidence, but they don't tell you, okay, well, when you get out here, this is what you're going to face. You have to be realistic with yourself. Not everybody's rooting for you to win. But you know what? When you make decisions, when you make a choice that you're a winner, when you make a choice that you're going to achieve a certain goal, the universe, God, the heavens, everything will start to conspire on your behalf and make it happen for you. But you have to want it for yourself. What you put out there is what you're going to get. If you say, I want to do this, but I don't think I'm going to make it, guess what? You won't make it, right? Because you have doubts. Let it go. Let the doubt go. Push past that, okay? Don't tell everybody your next move either. Along with people not knowing your dreams, they don't have to know what you're going to do next. Let you pop out so they can see the results then. You don't have to tell them everything. You don't have to say, oh, I have this project coming up. I have this engagement coming up, right? Because their doubts and their beliefs can start to affect your atmosphere. And you don't want that, okay? So love and light to you guys. Peace and power to all of you. I see the beauty in you. I see the God in you. And you are victorious. And don't worry about a dream killer. Set your goal and go after it. And of course, if you need a coach to help you on the way, you know Queen Love is here at your assistance. Love from Level Up Consulting Firm. And as usual, my information is in the description box. Bye.